Hey guys, welcome to another video from NZ Pocket Guide. This is Gary. You may remember him from the Great Rides app, but guess what? He also has the Great Hikes apps, and he's here to talk about his 10 favorite great walks in New Zealand, which are the actual 10 great walks of New Zealand. So let's go over all of them. Alright Gary, so we're going to go over all the great walks right here, just telling people a little bit about them, about what it feels like, what they look like, how awesome they are, and so you know, people can choose which one they want to do. So let's start with Lake Waikaremoana, which I think is the last one you did.
Yes, I just walked it only last week.
Alright, so I'm going to start with some numbers. It's 46 kilometers long and it takes 4 to 5 days to do, so tell us about it.
There's a lake trail, Lake Waikaremoana, and you go around about half to 3/4 of the lake along the foreshore. So it's a 3 or 4 night sort of trip, depending on what huts you stay at, and it's got a decent sized climb to start off with if you start from the southern end or the eastern end, and it's a forest, lakeside, rainforest walk.
So where is it located?
It's out on the east coast of the North Island, so out towards sort of Napier, Wairua, sort of Gisborne sort of way.
So those will be your bases to go and explore that?
You can go from Rakiura as well. It's a long gravel road, but you can be based in Rakiura and head down from there as well.
If you do want to know a little bit what it looks like, this hike, we actually have a video of us doing sections of this hike during New Zealand's biggest gap year, and it's somewhere on the channel. So I know that you're an avid mountain biker. Can you actually use a mountain bike on this track or not?
No, you can't.
Because there are some tracks, some of the great walks that you can actually use a mountain bike.
There's a couple.
That's not one of them.
That's not one of them.
Okay, make sure you tell us when there is one of them. Alright, so if people want to know more about the Lake Waikaremoana track, there is the Great Hikes app, which is available on the App Store and the Play Store, and you can have like all the information you need, map, profile, and ton of pictures as well, and you can see pictures of Gary as well. He usually doesn't like show his face, but there is some pictures of him as well. Alright, probably I think would be the one of the most popular of the great walks. There is like one or two which are always on top, and that's the Tongariro circuit. Right. You're about to do it, right?
Indeed, yeah. Nice. Tomorrow.
So, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Alright, so it's a volcano track, volcanic track, sorry. It's 43 kilometers long and it takes 3 to 4 days to do. How many days are you going to be doing it in?
Hopefully 2 days. Just
Only
one,
2
one
days.
overnight, hopefully.
Wow.
Yeah.
The doc recommend 3 days, but you're gonna tackle it faster.
I'm going to walk a bit faster and have a longer day. It'll be a long, two long days for me.
So when you go hiking, especially something like the Tongariro, which is you know, fairly long, and it's up there. Do you usually hike for like most of the day, or when do you wake up? When you start? When you stop? What's the length?
It depends on the person. Like if you're walking it in 3 days or 4 days, then you can leisurely get up at 10 o'clock and you make yourself a coffee with the gas burners and start off late and enjoy the scenery and stop and take photos and have long lunch breaks and really absorb and take in the scenery.
But if you're Gary, you wake up at?
Well, you got your 3 GPSs turned on, your 3 cameras, and you leave at dawn and you take the photos at the top of the mountain as the cloud clears and you have a big long day. Yeah.
Nice. So the Tongariro Northern Circuit has a big highlight in the middle, which is Tongariro Crossing. You know, so we do have a video of it on the channel as well. Any other highlight that you're looking forward to?
Yeah,
this track?
I guess it's the volcanics. So it's the only great walk with some significant volcanics in it. So looking for big views, blue sky tomorrow, and
fingers crossed.
Oh yeah. And just big volcanic country.
Nice. Alright, so next on our list is the Whanganui journey. I almost say Whanganui, but it's the Whanganui journey. So that's not really a walk, is it?
No, it's a canoe or kayak trip. So it's a little bit odd how you get a great walk, yet it's a kayak trip, or canoe trip.
Yeah.
Quite a long journey. It's three nights, most people, 2 or 3 nights.
Yeah.
Actually, it depends on whether you do it in 3 days or 5. You can start halfway in and do a 3-day, or you can start at Tamarunui, to Paparoa, it's a 5-day tour. So it depends on whether you want to do the full or the half trip.
So when you look at this hike and you know this great walk right here, and you see that it's 145 kilometers, you shouldn't be too scared. You're in a canoe, so it goes a bit faster.
And it's going downstream. You're not going against the flow, so
so you're good. So there's many places that you can hire your canoe there, so you don't have to provide your own canoe. It's not a BYOC, bring your own canoe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's not that. So yeah, here you go. That was the longest, most painful joke I've done today. All right, so it's in the heart of the Whanganui National Park. Have you been to the Whanganui National Park before?
That's in a couple of days. Oh, yeah, I've done the Mountain to Sea Trail, which is one of the great rides on the Great Rides app. So yeah, I've done the Bridge to Nowhere, which is right beside the river, and I've actually jet boated downriver to the local town to actually hop back on the bike again and go out to Whanganui. So
yeah, full of punga, full of ferns, really kind of Jurassic again.
Yep,
yeah, it just feels like you left society behind.
Absolutely.
And, you know. All right, so we're going to the south island now for the Abel Tasman track.
Abel Tasman, it's a bit of a unique one, Abel Tasman, because it actually is a coastal track. So you're always close to the sea, lots of little bays and sheltered areas, forests, coastal forests, so quite dry, generally warm. And just turquoise water. Just the water is just amazing how the colours of the water, and very swimmable for most times of the year.
60 kilometers, 3 to 5 days recommended by the dock. Last time you did it, how long did it take you?
I did it in winter when the boat operators weren't operating fully, so I had to walk it the whole trail twice because I had to come in and backtrack and get the data I needed, and so I did 120 or whatever kilometers. So.
Wow, dedication. So when he's talking about the data, is because Gary is behind the Great Hikes app, which is an app that you can download for free on the App Store and the Google Play Store, and on there you are able to literally just get all the information you need about that hike. So that's pretty awesome. All right, one of what I'm guessing is one of your favorite, the Heaphy track. Tell us about it.
There's also a cycle track as well in winter, so you can actually ride it over certain months in winter, which is quite cool because it's quite a long walk. I think it's the longest great walk in the country. It's 78k.
78.4k.
Oh,
my God, that was close. That's amazing. All right, 78.4k, and if you hike it, it's 4 to 6 days.
That's right. So it's a longer track, and there's lots of huts along the way. So and some of them brand new or pretty much new. Some of them are a bit more older and historic. So there's quite a range.
What's the closest town to the Heaphy track?
The closest town would be Karamea.
Okay.
So that's on the west coast side.
So west coast of the South Island. Moving on to the Kepler track, which is somewhat good mountaineers views, isn't it?
Yeah, I ordered it last month. It's alpine or subalpine in some parts of it. So it's a loop track. So I think it's the only loop track for a Great Walk. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Probably. I think it is.
I think that sounds right.
Stuart Island. It's a loop track.
Right, you are.
Yes.
Well, it doesn't quite connect up, isn't it? There's a little bit of a gap there.
I'm sorry, 500 meters is okay.
No, it's about 5Ks, 4 or 5Ks.
Yeah, that's true actually.
It's true. I walked it. That's
true. But yeah, the Rakiura track is also
it's a full loop.
Yeah,
it's a full loop.
Official loop then. Yeah. So 60 kilometers, 3 to 4 days. What's some of the highlights?
Again, it's forest, it's fjorden, so it's wet rainforest. Following up rivers, the lakes as well, Lake Tiaunau, good views of that, and along the foreshore. Big climb up to the tops, and very long subalpine sections, many kilometres of subalpine. So you're up really high, looking over the Fjorden Mountains and Lake Tiaunau. So it's got waterfalls as well. It's got a lot going for it.
So if I tell you that the next one on our list is a track that we recommend booking as early as possible, which one is it?
The Milford track.
The Milford track. So the Milford track is notorious for being extremely hard to actually get hut nights along the way. It's booked.
I booked it this year 3 months ago. I booked it on the opening day of the booking system, and within 1 hour, all the hut nights for the 4 huts were booked through the entire summer season.
And you were booking 5 months in advance?
Yes.
Wow, that is crazy. So if you do plan on doing the Milford track, which, it's a great track, but I do feel like there is some, there is in the Fjordland National Park, there are some other tracks which are less busy. But if you do plan on doing the Milford track, make sure that it's probably one of the first thing you book for your entire trip.
Absolutely.
Because it gets fully booked really quickly. So the Milford track is 53.5 kilometers and it's about 4 days.
Yep.
You're going to tell me, you planning to do it again on 2 days or?
No, it's one of the trails or tracks you actually have to go from A to B on a certain direction, so you can't just walk it the opposite way.
Yep.
So, and also you need to stop at each individual hut for the night, so you can't skip huts at all. So it's quite regulated, but that's for a good reason because it's very popular and it gets overbooked otherwise. So yeah.
Cool. Next up is the Routeburn track, still in the Fjordland National Park. Tell us about it.
So I did that one 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
It's one like the Milford track in the Kepler that you can get. There's avalanche risk in winter, so generally during the season, the booking season, it's generally a safer time, and it's more controlled. Doc will actually help you out and provide you with a bit more support during that time.
And if you're not too used to hiking, it's actually one of the shortest of the Great Walks.
It is.
It's only
33
about 30
kilometres.
Let me just check. 32. Oh man,
32, no, Rakiura said 32.
Yeah.
Rootburn's actually 33. I think you got that wrong on your side.
Oh right, well.
It's 33 kilometres.
Hey, it's new in right here. NZ Pocket Guide is wrong. It's 33 kilometers. Don't worry, we'll correct that.
Rakiura is 32.
Rakiura is 32?
Yep.
Is it? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Well, we get it correct on one of them. All right, so 2 to 3 days. How are the huts doing the Routeburn track? Are they okay?
Big huts.
Yeah.
Quite modern. And generally during the booking season, all the services you need as well, like flush toilets and gas and whatever else. So quite plush.
Nice. Transportation wise, where do you start from, and like who's the provider? Is there an easy way to find providers?
Yeah, there's lots of different providers. You can start in Queenstown or you can start in Te Ao now, and you can go in either direction for the trail, unlike the Milford. So there's a few options there as to how you might want to walk that trail. Nice.
And if you do want to have a full list of the providers, you can check out on nzpocketguide.com or on the NZ Great Hike apps. Is that correct?
Great Hikes app.
Great Hikes app. Oh, I will get it correct. Anyway, the Great Hikes app is your best app for the Great Walks of New Zealand. There you go. That's a tongue twister and a half. Next on our list, the Rakiura track. So that's the one in Stewart Island.
Yeah, so I walked that a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
It's about 3 months
ago. Must have been wet a couple of months ago.
It was winter. It was cold. A loop track, almost a loop track.
Yeah, almost.
32 Ks, and it's a lowland sort of walk. So it's one you can do most times of the year. Obviously in winter it's cold, but it's not an alpine sort of walk. So you are down at sea level pretty much.
Yeah, it's probably the hike. Oh, maybe Abel Tasman, but that's probably, I think the Rakiura track is the hike with the least amount of climb.
Yeah, I think you're right there.
I think that's the flattest of all of them. So if
good.
you're really lazy, that's the one for you. No, but it's a really unique place, and that's a lot of people actually forget about Stewart Island.
That's
it's
right.
probably one of the... It's actually is Laura's favourite place to visit in New Zealand, since Laura's favourite activity is Ulva Island, which is just off the shore of Oban, which is the only one town on Stewart Island. So here you go, guys. That's a tidbit. Moving on to the last one, the Paparoa track. So you can bike it, you can hike it, but...
Awesome track.
Yeah,
I like that track. And I actually had a little bit to do with it when I helped do the alignment for where the track was going to go 5 years ago. So I could be a little bit biased. It's one of my favourite great walks. Yeah.
So, do you prefer hiking it or biking it?
I haven't walked it, so
okay,
I can't say about walking, but I have biked it a couple of times now. I prefer biking it.
Yeah.
I'm more of a cyclist than a walker, so I do both, of course. I've got feet. But
is it a hard bike?
It's a challenge. Yeah, you're climbing up above 1,000 metres, so it's a good hill climb, and the track on the old Creases track, which is the old pack track, it's quite stony. Like it's quite sort of fissile sort of stones in places until they upgrade it. So it's a bit of a grunt to get up.
So if you want to take the kids, you are hiking it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Alright, so that's the 10 great walks of New Zealand. If you want to check out the Great Hikes app, it's available on the iTunes, on the iStore, on the App Store, that's the name, App Store, and on the Play Store. And you can also check out NZ Pocket Guide, where we do have full articles with heaps of information about those hikes. In the meantime, we all thank Gary for his time, and I hope that you guys are going to enjoy hiking in New Zealand this summer. Bye bye!